right. Hey, let's see if we are up and running this morning. Checking in on my channel here. We're going to do some artwork this morning for our Eberron adventure. Let's see. Checking into check adventure. Yeah. That sounds really good. Okay, cool. So we'll drop that volume down there. I'm going to grab the link and pop it on the socials real fast. Hold on. Here, and copy paste. Okay, great. So if you're catching this in the future, you can skip forward like a minute, and we'll be into the thick of the artwork for the day. But for those that are new to the channel or are trapped here in space and time with me now, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And I am a big Eberron enthusiast, as well as a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition enthusiast. I've been DMing since 1987. I've been using Eberron as my homebrew world since like 2003 or 4, I think. And I've been freelance illustrating since 1999, and I've been publishing content on the DMsGuild since 2017, but I've never actually published an adventure. So this is the opportunity for me to do that. I'm really excited about it. You can see the book cover here that we created back like around episode 40, so you can check out where are we at currently. Yeah, here we are. Episode 368 of building all the maps, tokens, counters, and visual assets needed to actually run inside of the adventure, which we've used for playtesting with a number of different groups, like 3 different DMs and like 20 some odd different players. It went pretty well, so we're looking good. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future, and you can see the entire all 368 episodes here. My social medias. Here's a bunch of books that I've already created on DMsGuild. They're all free previews, so be welcome to check those out if you like them. And join my Discord community and drop me a hi and blah, blah, blah. So let's get this book cover out of the way and into some page art. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's all coming through. So what I think we're going to be doing today is just doing some loose sketches on like page filler for these pages. We're still working on we're about halfway done with the page layouts off screen that we're working on in the evenings, and I think I started that mid-October, so that means it'll probably be done in January. The layouts will all be done in January, which means that I'll be able to do artwork both in the daytime here on stream with you guys Monday through Friday, and I'll be able to continue those pieces off screen in the evening when I'm not streaming. A lot of the books that I work on, I don't stream at all. I don't work on at all unless I'm streaming. So some of the books I work on only get maybe 1 or 3 hours a week of attention. But this is my primary project. Let's see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for page 1 to 7 right now. Here we go. So I have a number of different books I have in the hopper for production. They're all 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons stuff right now. The Color Mana system, this adventure here, the Spelljammer subclasses, the Spelljammer, Warforged, and Kaiju book. Let's see. And now we're working on the Bastion Adventures book. So there's like 8 or 9 different books that are at different stages of completion. But this is the only one that I do artwork for in the morning, Monday through Friday, and it's the product that I work on when I'm not streaming. So all those other books that I work on, the only time I work on them is while I am streaming. So they get a lot more attention. This gets a lot more attention. Once it's done, that drops off the rack, and then whatever book is closest to production, that rolls forward as the next book. And then we open up that space on our other streams. We have Mondays, Tuesdays, Friday lunchtime, Thursday night, and Saturday morning. And then we do artwork for our primary project like this Monday through Friday in the morning. I am currently in the process of trying to grab the filigree here and duplicate this layer and send it to the back end of the book. Did it arrive? Yes, it did. Cool. So I can shut that down. I can hit save here. This is the back end of the book, appendix number 3. So if we first off take this filigree and bring it to the top, there we go. Yeah. Delete there. Lock that in there. This filigree is not done in any means, but it's we're still figuring out exactly how we want that to look. So I'm trying to, once the page layouts are done and we know where everything sits, then I'll be able to get serious about completing the border frame. And then once that's done, we'll know how we can blend down from the edges into the page, and that will mesh together with the rest of the art that we've been producing. So this is Appendix 3, which is alternate plot hooks. The default in the campaign is that you're deputized by Karrnathi sheriffs to investigate low-key concerns from unregistered citizen or unregistered inhabitants in Karrnath that are farming, saying that there's been trouble happening and somebody needs to take a look at it, but they don't want to do anything official. So they want to stay off the books, be able to help people, but not be held accountable for helping people that don't have anything to be accountable for. So they send you adventurers. If you do a good job, they'll give you more stuff to do. A 7th and 8th level characters are really fucking powerful. So at the end of this, if you go through everything, you get a bastion and oversee the Carnwood and the eastern eastern Heartland or Grain, fields, farmland. Thank you, God. Which is open farm, like all of Eastern and Southeastern, like a whole third of the nation of Karrnath is just like Great Plains. It's its western border. I don't have a map offhand. But yeah, so your team gets recruited to take care of these issues, but there's all these other plot hooks of different organizations that are interested in what's happening in the area. So you can alternatively be recruited by one of these dudes to investigate the area with a different motive, like to take control of the area or eliminate everyone that's there or to hush it up. There's different options that are there. So depending on what angle it makes most sense for your Eberron campaign as it stands right now, that's how you can drop into it. So like it's a Karrnath themed adventure, but there's multiple instances where external interests are dipping into the area to play it out through your characters. So the DM can use that as inspiration as how to get involved in this situation and make it apply to more campaigns, other than people just being in Karrnath and here, let me help. Like not just like if you're declaring yourself as priests of the Silver Flame, Fort Bastion of Karrnath is probably not going to deputize you. So there's a little bit of catering that happens there. So we need different angles of approach. So like there's a good reason for Silver Flame to be there. There's evil in the Carnwood. You need to purge it, and Karrnath isn't going to do it. Now that the war's over, this could become a problem. That sort of thing. So that's what we're working on, and I'm just going to work on the back end forward. There's also, so we have the actual plot hooks here, and then beyond the plot hooks, we have like how to blend these different options together, how to have more than one plot hook running at the same time, how to use these plot hooks to create false identities for NPCs that are inside of the game, replacing the prepared encounters that we've been illustrating above with unique encounters that are different depending on what plot hook you use. What happens if you have what if you have random plot hooks inside of your adventuring team, like as a one-shot, and how do you resolve having opposing goals? Here we're looking at if you want to continue the campaign, here's the different things that you get exposed to and have access to now. Here's the different faction groups that had presence as alternate plot hooks, and what's their response going to be as a result of your character's involvement. And here's other artifacts that can be introduced into the campaign that connect to other planes of existence. And here's the different groups of creatures that had been in the campaign that you need to. There's wandering undead. There's demons and monsters from a bar that show up, and then the Yugoloth are like the most powerful, intelligent creature in Mabar that had hand in creating the artifact that's used to create the manifest zone, and now you're back on their radar and they're angry. So I think this is actually where we're going to start today, because these are all space. Oh yeah, and here's all the other artifacts. We have the Eye of Mabar. Obviously, it was number 13. It's the first one your team finds, and there's 12 more, of course. So Mabar, the Endless Night, and then we have like the Crown of Zoriat, so we can make a Zoriat crown. So these are fun. I don't know if we'll do all 13 of them, but I mean, since we're here, let's do left, and let's do right, and there's space down here for center. Let's just go with let's just go here. So. Just basically switching gears between different pieces because I can just I want to, while I'm in this process and I'm stuck doing page layouts off screen, I might do some page layouts here on screen with you guys today just to take a look at it, maybe in a half hour or so, depending on how I fit. I think I'll probably end up doing some page layouts on screen just so you guys can see what that process looks like. And so. Each artifact has unique powers as described in DMG and can stabilize a manifest zone with a ritual similar to the one used by the Emerald Claw, unique to each. So you have the artifact, you go to a manifest zone, you use the artifact with the ritual to trigger and stabilize a manifest zone, and so the Eye of Mabar had a unique ritual. So the DM can create unique rituals. We don't provide all of those here, although as a supplement I could, I guess, if a lot of people end up buying this. Yeah, and then each artifact is separate, so we can create all the different artifacts. So you can have a different adventure around collecting each art. That's kind of the idea here, is you can gather all of the artifacts to control access to the planes in Eberron. So the Eye of Mabar is the first one. You can either destroy it or hand it over to whoever your plot hook is. In most instances, it's destroy the thing. Some of them is like, no, let's use that for greater good, or no, let's use that for profit, or let's use that for research. So there's opportunities for you to set up a series, a chain of adventures, 12 more of them, in fact. And if you're 8th level, turning to 9th level when you finish this one, you could run the rest of your campaign to level 20, collecting artifacts, and then at the end of the 20 level campaign, you've either destroyed all the artifacts or you've assembled all the artifacts, and now campaign ending event can occur. That's the idea. That's some of the ideas that's going on here. So let's do the Eye of Mabar. Call that one number 13. So we go 1. So I need, if I want to have 13, 14, 15, 12, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, those are way too big. Maybe I can do, timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I only need 10 more. If I do, can I 1Z, 2Z? Right now I'm just defining space. Varf. Well, okay. Do that and yeah, that feels right. There. There. More space there. A little more space there. We already have the eye taken care of. So you need like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah, and we already have numerous illustrations of the actual eye, number 13, so we don't need to have that one again. So that helps stabilize and structure that. That's cool. So we're going to take this and we'll drop this down. And let's scales of Devani of Donvi order. End up doing something like this, right? If you did not check out my Saturday stream, I do each Saturday. It's like an open bench. I just work on whatever I want, either like artwork that I've been commissioned for, or if I'm just continuing a piece that I might be working on, or doing design work, or DM prep, or whatever. It's kind of like just an open bench for me to do whatever I want. And so, hold on. Free transform. Why aren't you transforming? Free transform. Something like that. 1. Don V. Reference. I'll drop this down to fade here. Ref. Don V. Good. Number 2 is the Carillon of Dalcor. I don't remember where Carillon is. Oh, that's right. It is a type of keyboard thing. Let's see if we got a good picture of one. Hardcore. All right. It's a bunch of, oh my god, it's so funny. It's a bunch of bells. How neat is that? So, okay, great. Let's start assembling that. It's like this tree of bells. It's kind of a cool idea. I like that. What a crazy instrument. I mean, you know they're going to happen. It's logical that it exists. It's just like, what a thunderous device. And then it's the realm of dreams. That's kind of crazy. I like that. Like, I haven't really thought through what a lot of these devices or like what that stuff would mean for a campaign, but this is kind of cool. Like some sort of bard that's found this device and is now using it to create these miraculous performances by tapping into the realm of dreams and pulling people into it during the live performance to be dreaming while they're awake. And to be able to see things like the people or the scenarios that they've dreamed of that fulfill their fantasies while the device continues to play. And when it ends, it goes away and the dopamine crash happens. So this bard is becoming more and more popular and is attracting the attention of more and more wealthy people that want that experience and are willing to pay for it, so it's becoming capitalized. And that'd be a cool adventure, man. Neat. These things are cool, dude. I'm having a lot of fun here. Glad I decided to do this. Lantern of Delur. Of the Shadowfell. So a lantern that sheds darkness. Like some of them are just kind of punny or tropey, but you want the tropes to be there. Because it's not, you know, it's like it's an archetype. The tropes exist for a reason. If you never use the trope, it's no longer a trope. Subversion is only so useful in storytelling. You got to know your audience. And you got to know their, how to say, their exposure to meme and to trope. And is this something that's classic and you're introducing it to them because they haven't seen it before, like if they're a young consumer or inexperienced in the industry, or are they veterans and they've experienced these tropes so often? The reason they're tropes is because often tropes are low-hanging fruit, or just naturally it's just intuitive or easy to be able to set something up, the classic NPC quest giver ends up being the villain, and after you give them all the things that they need, that the villain needs to take over the world, after your team finishes assembling those pieces for them, then they attempt to take over the world, and you realize, oh my god, you were the villain the whole time, and you tricked us into helping you collect these pieces. Now we must stop you. Like, that's such a tropey trope, right? But it's a trope because it gets used. Because until you've seen it, it's a good plot twist. So how experienced is your audience in different plot lines that get executed in the D&D game for you to become jaded to the trope in the first place? Until you're jaded by it, it works. Once you're jaded, you have to start subverting expectations and then lean into counter effects. Like you learn not to have the quest giver betray the team all the time, because now the team is just fucking suspicious of every quest giver that you give them because they've been jaded by it, because the trope has been overplayed. It's time for you to subvert the trope. Like, maybe you lean into, this is like you have some straightforward quest givers and they actually mean good, and you execute that for a while, and then you can introduce the trope back in as a sudden betrayal, but this time make it like they don't want to betray. They're being forced to betray. They're actually good people and they do want to help you, but now they're being like coerced into doing something horrible by the evildoer or whatever. And so you like sort of subvert. You sort of return to the trope while still subverting it, so you get a kind of a feel for both of them. Now you're just kind of, blending plot elements and just having jazz. So, but that's, you're just playing jazz. That's what we do here. We'll pick the one that looks the best between the two. Maybe we'll do like a fiber. Lantern. End up doing, something like that for transform. March down. something like that. Let's go to number 4, which is the Sextant of Furnia. And Furnia is the Sea of Fire, hence the Sextant idea. Fun. Let's go. Sextant. Ooh, what a complex piece of machinery you turned out to be. Yeah, that's that's a complicated piece of machine. Let's grab that. Hold on. Copy image. Voice. Horizon mirror. Horizon shades. Frame. Arc. Micrometer, clamp, index arm, telescope, index mirror. Yeah, what a piece of machinery this is. Now I'm just gonna outright gank this. Duplicate. What is the section? How is it used? Mega Depot. Super cool. Huh. Today, people use electronic navigation systems. However, many ships have a sextant on board. One of the undeniable benefits of this instrument is that it doesn't require neither electricity nor any kind of power. It is worth mentioning that even today, celestial navigation is used by private yachtsmen, for example. Below. This is the earliest section produced by John Bird. There's no credits to any of these illustrations. We need a plastic bag. Holds all elements of this instrument together. Yeah, this is cool. But a sextant itself covers only 60 degrees. Is it possible due to the double reflection principle? But more about that later. Index arm swings down along the frame. Index mirror. Telescope. Okay. Okay. We're learning how to assemble this thing so we can build it proper. Okay. Okay, that goes through here and here. Huh, interesting. Okay. Fascinating. Bottom of the body in the mirrors, horizon, a moment. Okay, so you're shifting the arm and then you lock it. Huh. Okay, I think I know enough in the moment about this to do it. I don't have anyone, and I don't have anyone to attribute. So there's the telescope. And then there's the mirror. There's another mirror. We need a 120. This needs to be a perfect circle. Huh. That's pretty good. Let's just B is 600, E is 600. There we go. Six 625. Nice. We better get these things out of the reference folder before we cause irreparable damage. Yeah. For Fernia, that's where we're supposed to be at. There. Bop, bop, bop. And we can do fanciful stuff like, well, let's just build, like we can do, we can do cool shit. like little flames. Don't really. Do I need that support beam for something specific? To attach, and we have the same. Free transform and flip horizontal. Such a wheel like that. Bring that up. There we go. That feels good. Merge down. Merge down. This is all attached together here. So this mirror here specifically lining up with this stick here. Let's do that. You'd calibrate it by looking into a fire. That sounds like a neat thing to do. So if all fire is connected to the plane of Fernia, you could use. All you have to do is just create a large enough fire to traverse the space that you want. So like if you want a boat to get into the Sea of Fernia, you would have to make a fire large enough for the boat to drive through, using the sextant to open the manifest zone to allow that to happen. So you'd have to create a larger and larger fire to expand the region of the manifest zone using that logic, which means that you would probably need to put this like in a volcano. That sounds like Zendrick sort of stuff to do. So like you'd have to, yeah. So if you were pursuing the sextant, you would end up having to go to Zendrick, like the Ashen Fields, I think that's what it's called, in the southern, like in the southern central part of the continent. That would be a great place for this to thrive at. And ash coming off the bottom of it. That's fun. Do it like, let's see, select, modify, expand, and then select, invert, and then we merge down. And we select all, select inverse, new layer, those together here, and then select inverse. There we go. And now we have the interior. Easy peasy. Whoop. There you go. Duplicate this. Something like that. Huh, maybe it's made of fire. That'd be fun. Hey, Zazie. Zazie, D&D and MTG. Hey, what's up? Have you been around before? Because the name of your channel implies that we should be friends. But I'm horrible about remembering people that only swing by every now and again. So my apologies if that's the case. But yeah, today we're going to be, Sassy, just so you know, we're going to continue the color mana list later on today. Yeah. Thank you. That's right. We're going to be back. I think we're working on a little. We've got the color mana list that we're updating for 2024. Just as a quick tangent, this is what we're going to be doing at lunchtime today. 2024 color mana spell list. Oh, got it. It's been a few months. Got it. We're in the process of updating the color mana list here. So we've gotten through level 4 the past few D&D MTG episodes that we've ran. So today at lunch, it'll be like around 1:30 today Seattle time, which will be like 4:30 New York East Coast time. But we'll work through, probably get through 5th and 6th level spells today at lunch. I doubt I'll be able to get through all of them, but if not, certainly by tomorrow lunch, we should be able to get through the rest of the list. So that'll finish that off, and then we can start chewing on the I think I need to work on Theros backgrounds, so that's what we'll work on next. But yeah, we'll finish up this. We're gonna finish up this list either today or tomorrow for 2024 because we're updating all the books, right? So, hey, timely timer. What time is it? 7:30. Okay, cool. I got 20 minutes. So we're currently making separate artifacts that are linked to each of the planes of Eberron for this adventure that we've been creating. So we do this in the mornings, and then at lunchtime we're either working on MTG, D&D stuff, Spelljammer stuff. We're also working on a Bastion project. There's actually a really cool book on DMsGuild that got released by Eric Tatrick. He Bastion's a Ravnica. It takes the Bastion mechanic and then provides alternative Bastion options for each of the 10 guilds, which I love and highly favor. Let's drop that down there. Let's grab another one here. We're going to go with number 5 is the Parasol of Irian. Irian is the Eternal Day. 5 Irian. Bath. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Super fun. Well, we've been busy. Over the past few months, we've finished converting all of the 2024 classes into the mana system, all of the subclasses as well. We need to finish up this color list, and then we can start playing with like actually going through the text of the 2014 books, and then looking at the language in 2024 of how those have been updated. So we'll be delving into book mechanics, like actual like how to write. We'll be delving into that space sometime soon. Because we've got the Knights and Tricksters book, we got the Spellpoint Sorcerer book, we have the Spellpoint Warlock book, Spellpoint Artificer, the core mechanics. I think that's everything officially. Yeah. Update, yeah, language. Plus, I've been using the mana system for 7 years now, and there's just little things
that have come along, like the warding idea that we were talking about, like things like that, which have been discovered and simplified. Like for example, whenever you take a short rest, you can swap out all the color in your mana pool. I don't know if that. I don't actually think I have that in a book written anywhere yet. But that's how I've been running it for over like 2 years now. Like whenever you take a short rest, you can swap all your colors around. However much mana you have left, make whatever color you want. And so I don't think like little things like that are actually written down in any book anywhere that are like really useful things to be thinking about when you're running the campaign. So like researching, I don't have any actual costs for researching. I've mentioned and implied a lot that you can swap colors around, but I never like codified it as rules in the book. So we can now look at what the 2024 rules for researching spells are and lift that language and drop it into our book, into the spell preparation and research section. So we get to I don't need a minion section. It's not necessary because they've in 2024, they've basically disintegrated having squads of minions hanging out with you through summoning spells. So we don't have to really worry about that nearly as much. So we can redefine that space. Like just little quality of life improvements for the books. That's basically where we're at. Kind of rambling a little bit, don't mind me. But yeah, get through the color process because like all the old books only have the one color, and then we have the revised spell list where each spell could have multiple colors. Like that was a big change that we made like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But it hasn't been integrated into any of the actual books yet. So now I have to reformat all the tables. And since we have new spells in 2024 that weren't there before, and they've simplified the list of spells that are just available at all in the game currently, then that's also something that we can update to simplify. Is like, here's all the official spells for 2024, and if you want any of the old reference stuff, here they are still. Like, because the 2014 book will still be provided to you. It's just going to be as part of the zip file. It's not like the main book anymore. The 2024 books will be the main books. But if you're not using 2024, then the 2014 book will still be there for you to download. So that's good. But yeah, all these improvements. These are all things that are going to be basically occupying my design space for the next year. But we just started on the bastions on Saturday. It took a while for me to suss through like how, because I've been using like an ability check system for bastions and like guilds and communities and stuff for a couple years now, and it's a really effective system. But with the 2024 rules, they now have a bastion system in place that doesn't allow that doesn't lean into it doesn't build adventure for you. It doesn't help you define your campaign. It just gives you assets and free perks. So we want to rebuild the bastion system to lean into creating, like, to use it as an adventure generator. It generates, if you're running a bastion, not only is your character getting more resources available to them, but it also generates adventures through trying to accumulate those resources. So today we'll spend time on the color mana. Tomorrow we'll finish that out. Thursday nights are going to become bastion design. So we'll be coming back and spending time on that, but we'll also probably end up spending maybe we'll make Tuesdays bastion days. So once we get the color mana list out of the way, we'll probably make Tuesdays and Thursdays will be bastion days, and then Saturdays, whatever I'm most excited about at the moment. So we have this Parasol here, and number 5 is the Eternal Day. Let's see. That feels pretty good. Something like that. Well, what's going on way out here that's got that marked up? There we go. There, and then number 6 is going to be Cauldron of Care 3. Train Chaos. 6. Q3. Did you ever do something with Izzet? I think you were having your team was attempting to confront them to confront Izzet in its lair. Is that am I recalling that correctly? I don't know if you're around or not anymore. So did you ever do something with Izzet? I think you were having your team was Kith3 the Churning Chaos. That's fairly easy to do. And then some of these are really easy. 7 is the Seed of Lamania, the Twilight Forest. 7. Lamania. Mania. There we go. Tendrils coming off as the seed starts to sprout. That's fun. Let's go to number 8, which is the Kiln of Rizia. God, that's the Kiln. Oh, it's a plane of ice. God, that's so fucking cool. All right, let's go with 8. Rizia. Okay, let's look what a kiln looks like. I think it's just like a little cold flame sort of thing. Kiln. Yeah, not now. Let's go with antique kiln. Thanks all the same. Ooh. Oh, super fun. Super fun. All right. So this just obviously needs to be made out of ice. All right, that's good enough. Oops. Steam coming out. Cold iron. Frost. That's a fun idea. Maybe like whatever sculpture of ice you place inside of the kiln animates as an ice elemental. And while the kiln is lit, it generates the manifest zone. That's kind of a fun idea. Something like that. Maybe it's ambitious to try to crowd all these things together so much. These two things can probably afford to be a little bit smaller. Sextant over. Retransform. Let's squeeze this in just a smidge so it's not eating up more space than it's supposed to be allocated. Yeah, this is turning out okay. These are fun. I mean, it's a little structured, I guess a little bland to have them just lined up this way, but I'm enjoying the process. This is cool shit. So we're at what, number 9, which is the banner of Shavareth, the battleground. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Shavareth. 9, Shavarath. Yeah. banner, probably something like this. Typically how these things go. Transform, pull this in a bit. Transform, bring it down in size a smidge. Not very exciting, but hey, there it is. Number 10. Hey, that's my timer to tell me I'm done. So let's go to, we have a flute, a trumpet, and a crown to create. Flute, trumpet, crown. I bet we can fit all 4 of those in here. Yeah, those last, yeah, that'll be easy. I love this stuff. This is fun. Yeah, we can have the flute here. That'll be easy. We have a flute, a trumpet, and a crown to create. Flute, trumpet, crown. I bet we can fit all. And let's take these 2 things. I love this stuff. This is make them a bit smaller so they're not out of proportion. Dalcor there. Davri there. Good times. All right, so that's it. That's my day. We're gonna bounce out of here. We're gonna be back in 5.5 hours from now. We'll be back on. We'll continue with the color mana list, and then we'll be back. It's Monday. So if we have at least 3 playtesters on my Discord server tonight, we'll be running the 3rd level mega dungeon, and I'm excited about that. If that collapses for whatever reason, then I'll just keep working, and we'll try again. And so check us out in 5.5 hours. We'll be working on the color mana list, level 4 through maybe level 4 through 6. I don't know if we'll get through 6 or not. We'll see. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning to continue work on this and other stuff. We'll be back at lunch tomorrow to finish up the color mana list if it's not done already. And then on Wednesday, I'm not here on Wednesday. On Thursday, we'll continue. I'm here in the morning on Wednesday. And then Thursday morning we'll be here. Thursday night we'll be here. I actually have Thursday off this week, so I might have an extended morning and extended evening. We'll see how that plays out. And then Friday morning we'll be back here to continue with artwork, and then Friday lunchtime we should be done with the color list. So we'll probably go back and play with Bastions a little bit more. So that's what I'm planning on having going on for the week, guys. And thanks a lot for checking it out. Thanks for swinging by, Saz, and everyone else. I'll catch you guys in the future. So cheers.